Welcome to GoGoKid, and I hope you have a great time here. So what we're going to do today is we are going to show you a little bit about Platform and its functions. Okay, so let's get started. Now we're going to take a look at one of the classrooms. So we can't actually enter the classroom here, so we need to go to a test account. We are going to go to that now, all right? So this here is our test classroom, because we currently don't have a student to teach, and we can't enter the classroom until 15 minutes before the class starts, so we must use this. But don't worry, it's exactly the same as our normal classroom. So let me go over some of the features and functions of our classroom, okay? So here in the top right, we have the student's video. This is where we can see the student. And below that is our video. So this is where the student can see us. We can turn on our webcam by clicking on the webcam icon. And we can check our settings for our speaker, microphone, camera, and network in this section here. So let me move out of the way. It's where that settings icon is next to the webcam icon, okay? So this is also an important point as to why you should be early for the class. So you can check your settings, make sure everything works before the class starts, okay? Cool. Now, let's go on to some of the features. If we look here at the top left, we can see the pen tool. This allows us to draw on the PPT itself. And we can also write on the PPT by selecting the text tool. So I can say, hello, my name is Naheen. And I have to click OK. I can't actually press enter to display that. All right. I can change the color of these two tools by clicking on the color section. So if I want to change to blue, I can write in blue, or I can draw in blue. This will make the class a little more interesting for the student. Both the pen tool and the text tool are also available for the student to use. So you can use these with some activities, okay? If we want to undo one of the actions that we've made, we can click on undo. If we want to clean the entire screen, then we can just click clean. If the student is doing a good job, then we should reward the student. We can do this by clicking on this reward button here, and a star will appear on the screen. And this is a good way to keep the student's motivation within the class. There is currently a maximum amount of stars that we can give in a class, which is 5. After that, you're going to need to come up with your own reward system, which we strongly suggest you to do. If there is a problem with the class, then we can click on this reload button to see if that will fix it. It will reload the UI for the classroom. Now, let's take a look at the actual slides. So we can go left and right through the slides by clicking on the left and right button. And this here is the page number. If we double click this, we can actually skip to a particular page of the PPT. This is especially useful if we already know what the content of the PPT is, and we can skip to the last page, for example. So I double click on this, I write in the number, and I press enter. And below the PPT, we have the tips for each of the slides, just as we can find in the upcoming classes section by clicking on the lesson content. They are exactly the same tips. All right, so we can finish the class by clicking finish, and the final part that I haven't talked about is the chat box. So I'll move out of the way here. As we can see here, this is a chat box. If we type a message to the student, then it will be automatically translated for them. And it should be noted that the classes are recorded. So don't write anything bad or say or do anything bad to the students because, well, we know. Okay, so we're going to exit the class now, and we are going to take a look at the class history section, okay? So we're going to exit the class here. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes. We can click here and go to the class history section, okay? So here we can find details for all the previously completed classes. Details such as the class ID, the date and time of that class, who the student was, what type of class it was, and how the class was finished, okay? So here it says as scheduled. That means that the class was completed successfully. And here teacher no-show means the teacher didn't show up. And student cancellation means the student cancelled the class. It should be noted most of these are tests, so don't think of me as like a bad teacher. Alright, so we need to evaluate the classes after the classes are finished. And we can do that by finding the appropriate class and clicking on the evaluation button. So this will lead us to the evaluation form, and we state whether the class was successfully completed or whether there was some kind of issue. And we don't need to write any special remarks. For the comments, we suggest that you write 3 things. One is something positive, so something that the student did well, one is something that the student should improve upon. And when you write what the student should improve upon, you should give some suggestions as to how they should do that, okay? So for our comment, we can say, Jimmy did a great job today. His reading was excellent, but he needs to focus on his phonics a little more. He can do this by reviewing the S sound. I will be happy to see him next time. Okay, so just a very simple message. Okay, now we can note their performance, so their academic performance. Obviously, if it wasn't mentioned in the class, like there are no social study, there's no maths, then we just say not mentioned. For the grammar, we can just say, okay, average, good. You just mark it according to the student's level. And this is their focus, their response, expression, and interaction during the class. For this student that I didn't have, I'm going to say he was great. Yeah, very good. Okay, so then we submit this button, and it will tell us that it has been submitted successfully. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up everything that we need to cover for today. I hope that you found this video useful, and once again, welcome to GoGoKid, and I hope you have a great time here.